Hey everyone, this is Garage Geek. Uh I just decided to do an impromptu live stream because this morning when I woke up I was like, wow, I haven't live streamed since Thanksgiving. And I just kind of was feeling the urge to do it. And so I reached out to a couple people, and Donald Rex was interested. He wants to show off this a comic book database that he uses. But unfortunately, I just decided to do this kind of spur of the moment, and it's already late where he is, and he's got a busy day tomorrow. And I didn't give him much time to plan anyway. So we're gonna do that maybe tomorrow or sometime in the near future. But I just felt like jumping on, and it's kind of a cardinal sin because what I'm going to be doing is just showing off a bunch of stuff that I bought. And every once in a while, I'm hypocritical about that, but then every once in a while, I want to be a hypocrite and I want to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. But first off, I'm going to talk about some stationery that I got. Now, a friend of mine went to Japan, and she brought me back some stationery from Japan. Now, I haven't admitted this, I don't think, I'm kind of a stationery nerd. I love stationery, and I often go to Little Tokyo so I could see the stationery. Hi, Morton. And by the way, if you would, there's only two of us. If you would like to jump on at any time, because this is just impromptu and having a conversation, I just felt like jumping on. Please tell me, and I'll add the link, and you can jump on. And that's for anybody. Uh, but you're the only one here. So, anyways, as I was saying, I love Japanese stationery. My friend went to Japan, and she brought me some back. So I'm just gonna show it off real quick. This is, um, just a marking pen that I believe has one of those felt tips, like kind of like a brush, so that you can mimic using the art style for doing hiragana, katakana, and kanji. She brought me this pen set, Click Art. It's pretty cool, all these different colors. I tried them out already. They're really nice. I actually bought from Amazon. This arrived. This artist tile set. So these are used for practicing, but I'm going to be doing Zentangles on them. So I'm going to use these pens that I bought to do some Zentangle art. I love doing that. There's not enough time in the day to do everything that I want to do. Like, I don't know. It's such a shame. We don't have enough time to do everything that we want to do, and then we die. So I need to live in the era where somehow we get our lives uh, extended for an extra 100 years. So she brought me these Miffy letters. There are 8 letters and 4 envelopes. How cute is this? They got these little these rabbits. Oh, and that reminds me of the rabbit museum, the bunny museum that just burned down. Oh, that's sad. Let's see. I have a comment. Failing to fall asleep but in bed. Wanted to see what you're going to show us. So I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I bought. I'm going to show you some pictures. My husband and I went out today, and then I'm just going to show off a stack of comics. And there's a reason I'm going to do that. So then she bought me these 3 pens. I haven't opened them yet. I don't know if they're the colors they are or if they're just black. I'm not sure about that. And she bought me these. They're adorable. So these are like stickers that you put in books. They're like bookmarks to mark pages, basically for notebooks. But how cute are those? And there's a whole bunch of them. Right, so they're like, what do you call them? The sticky notes. What do you call sticky notes? I forgot the name. They have like the official name that you're not supposed to use. Anyways, I forgot, but it's like that. And then she gave me this. So she bought them for my birthday. So she gave me this pop-up thing, which my husband loves pop-up, so he's gonna get this. And that was that. So that was kind of thank you, post-it notes. And that's the official term that you're not really supposed to use, but everyone kind of called them that. And s- speaking of which, I need a cough drop, and now I had them in my pocket. I don't know where they are. Um, Speaking of which, there's actually a term for when you use something like that to refer to the whole thing. I forget. Yeah, I just forget. There's too many terms to remember, but there's this actually a specific term when you do that. Mm. Like referring to post-its to all those kind of sticky notes. So my husband and I, we were gonna get up early this morning, and well, not early. So I have tomorrow off. Hey, Larry. I just decided to jump on because I was feeling restless, which is weird because I was out all day. I came home and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a live stream, and I just jumped on. So I'm gonna be showing off just a whole bunch of stuff that I bought today, talking about what we did, and then I've got a stack of comics to show. And if you want to jump on, just let me know. I'll let you jump on. It's not a big deal. Um, so we were gonna go out this morning, but my sister-in-law has been very sick, and she finally decided to go to the doctor. Now we've cycled through these really bad coughs here, but hers has lingered for about a month. So she finally went to the doctor, and they said it was a virus, but it's a virus that they don't really have anything to deal with. They just gave her Robitussin. I'm sure I had it. My husband had it. We were both down for a little bit, but for her it hit her really hard. So we were going to go out for breakfast, but because she needed to go to the doctor, we didn't. So we had to stay home with the kids. And so when she got home around 2 o'clock, we left and we went to Burbank. Now I often go to Burbank, but we went to a part of Burbank today that we'd never been to. I'm going to show some pictures. So as I was texting Mark Morris, and he was like, Johnny Carson used to always mention Burbank, and I'm like, yeah, because almost every TV show that was done in a studio was actually filmed in Burbank. It's very famous for that. And Burbank is actually a very nice place. It's surrounded by the Hollywood Hills, which I think I have a picture of that, so I want to show it. Did I not port it over? I might not have. But anyways, this is an example of, we were just walking around in this area, and there were so, oh my god, I forgot, this is not like my iP when I do this on my iPad, this computer screen. So there were so many thrift stores. Look at that thrift store sign. There were so many thrift stores that it was just fun walking up and down the street. We were gonna go to Porto's, and we did. Um, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Porto's is always a frustrating experience for me, and I don't go often for a couple of years, and then I go back and I have that same experience again. So we walked around all these like thrift stores. I mean, and they had some really really cool stuff. I mean, this looks like a living room maybe from the 70s. Sorry, I can't get. There we go. They had the video game. They had an area with pinball machines. Let's see if I can find that pinball machine. It was pretty cool. Oh yeah, here's my husband hamming it up in front of the pinball machines. But all these thrift stores were really really cool. So we had a lot of fun walking around. There were a bunch of interesting murals. So there's one with a Hollywood sign, and yeah, it was just a fun place to walk around and do a little bit of shopping. We ate in an Italian place that wasn't very good, actually, and then we ended up going to Porto's. And the reason I'm always frustrated with Porto's is because their food is really good, but the lines are insane. Hello, Richard. Thank you for joining my impromptu live stream where I'm just going to BS for a little while because I haven't done one in a while. And if anybody wants to jump on, let me know. I'll put the link in and you can take over and I can stop talking. Hello. Thank you for jumping in. Hit that like button. Okay. Yeah. Uh, yes, it was a beautiful day. It was actually a little chilly, so it made it nice when we would go into every shop, and it kind of gave us motivation, to get off the street and go to the next one. But it was actually a really nice day, and it was a lot of fun just looking around. You don't in a thrift store, you don't know what you're gonna find. So I found this. What do you call those? The children's books, the little golden books, and this one was one of the original Three Bears. Now I think that one is a repeat, not a repeat, a reprint. But I still love the really old art, and I've always been on the fence about starting a collection of those little golden books because I love the art. I've been holding off though. Um, and people are saying hi, hi. All right, so enough pictures. So if you came in late, I was talking about I went to Burbank. Oh, there's a really, I think, pretty famous store in Burbank called Blast from the Past. But unfortunately, this is a mural outside of it. Unfortunately, it was closed today. So we're going to definitely go back and check out that store. So here's another mural that they have there. Who wouldn't want to take a picture in front of that? The Mandalorian, right? With Grogu. So here's another one, which this is a pretty funny mural because I actually don't think the art is very good on that. She looks kind of pregnant. I don't know, but Blast from the Past, and like the ray gun looks a little bit off, but whatever. It was still fun, but it was a shame that we couldn't get in. There's just a lot of little quirky things around that area of Burbank. And like I said, I'd never been there, even though I'd driven through there. And I was shocked at how many really cool shops they had that I'd never seen before. Uh, Thank you. What's going on? What happened? You got a date or something? No, I just felt like we both felt like getting out of the house. Maybe we were a little bit stir crazy, so we decided to go have lunch, have dinner. We went to Porto's, and I was starting, I think, to talk about why Porto's for me is always a bad experience, and it's always the lines. So you get in line to order, and then you have to try to find a table, and it's really difficult. And when you finally get one, you also have to get in line if you ordered any drinks. So I waited a good 15 minutes in the line just to get drinks after we did that. And by that time, I'm like so tired of standing. It's like and it's every single time I go to Porto's that happens. I don't know why. Like I said, every couple of years, I'm like, let's go to Porto's, and then I always regret it. So Big Nasty says, cool. Her ass is pregnant. She does look pregnant in that picture. Okay. Oh, here were the cough drops I was looking for. So I have 2 bags of stuff to show off. And that's why I call this hypocritical, because I'm always hypocritical of everybody just buying stuff and showing it off, and then I do it. So I'm a hypocrite. Bonsoir. Ooh, we have someone sophisticated here. You're looking sharp and clean and dapper. Yeah, my husband said that I had to keep my clothes on and not change, because normally when I'm in my garage, I just put on my PJs because I'm lounging around. He's like, no, you better not change. And so that was a condition for me to do the live show. Okay, so there was a street like in between, like there was a parking lot, I think, of a Bank of America, and since it was closed, they had like a kind of outdoor flea market. And when I walked around, I found a couple of things that I really wanted. I found this Metal Luna Mutant, and normally these things cost 18, and now they're 20. Okay, and this was the original run, I think, of these. So they're on the 3rd run of Universal Monsters. And so this is out of print, and it should be actually more than $11. It should be about 25. And so to find this a first run, which I didn't have many of these. I think I have maybe one. I have this one for sure. In fact, sorry, I'm going to stand up. Yeah, I actually have this one, the Mole People, because this one was one that hadn't sold out, so I was able to get it. And so I found 3 from this original run. I found the Phantom of the Opera, and the reason I love these more than the figures is I like the J cards, if that's what they're called. I just love these. And this one was the most expensive. It was 15. And then I got the Wolfman. Now, I wasn't sure if I have this one or not, but I was like, I'm not going to pass it up for $12. So I ended up spending, in that, just on these things alone, 30, 35, 36, 37, $38. And I was trying not to spend a lot of money, but when I saw those, and I was like, no, I got to get those. Got to get them. Because they're all out of print. Right. And like I said, they're on their third run. And every run they introduce new characters. And I think those are from the first run. We got more French going on. Sweet. Yeah, more French going on. Okay. And then we were in a shop and my husband found two. And he bought these because they were in the shop for the regular price. And they were $20. So he got the Lily Munster. Oh, sorry. Marilyn Munster. It sounds like Marilyn Manson, right? And I love this black and white, these J cards. And he got Herman with the Hot Rod Herman. And when you look at the back, these are all the ones that are in, and he needs to get the rest of these. So I'm gonna have to hunt these down for him. But aren't these cool? Now, in this same shop, there were two from a set that I wanted, but I didn't buy them because I have a lot of these figures, and right now I have them in a box, and it's so disappointing. And my husband was saying, when I was buying these, he's like, just buy them. But I'm like, they're just at home sitting in a box, and he's like, no, we're gonna have a bigger house someday, so you need to buy them. And it's so hilarious because he's always telling me, you spend too much. And then when I'm trying not to spend, he's like, just get them. We're going to have a bigger house. Because in my garage, there's like no room for anything. The Wolfman looks like a crying, hairy-faced Steve Martin. Oh, let's check that out. I don't even know where I put him. Steve Martin. Oh, here they are. Let me pull him out again. I didn't notice that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he kind of does. And look at, you can see his face up in there. He's got a frown. Look at that. Hey, B-sides. Sorry, I just like randomly was waving at the screen. Now, remember, if any of you want to jump on, just let me know in the comments and I'll add. I don't mind if anybody does that. But I can also grandstand. So when I was in that same shop, which was called Dark, I think it's called Dark Delicacies or Dark something. And they're actually going to have a book signing. I'm going to go back in February. So my husband got this one because it was on sale for $6 and he didn't have this. So this is like a beat up, like a ripped up Kong in there. Battle scarred Kong. I don't know. They're hard to see in the, oh, there we go, because of the plastic. And so he got that one for $6, which is a good deal. And I bought this one. When I saw it, I'm like, I have to get it. This is the Gremlin from the Twilight Zone. I believe this is the one that is on the wing of the airplane when with William Shatner in it. I believe. But it's hard to see, but isn't that cool? Look at the background. And there's only 2 in this set. So the other one is the narrator. I don't know. Would you buy that one? Would you buy this one? I don't know. I just thought it was so cute. I wanted it. So this one cost, I think, $12.99, $11.99. Yeah, for that one. So in that shop, I think that's the only thing that I bought. My husband got a lot. And what he bought, this is the big thing that he bought. So when he saw this, he really wanted it. Hey, Gigi, loving your Funko Pops. Saw 3 of those, but never saw Ben Grimm. I actually have 3 different Ben Grimm ones. One where he's incognito. He's got a hat and a trench coat on. Another one, which is, can you see it? It's right there. And then I have a third one, and I forget how that one's different. But yeah, I've got right there, you can see all my Fantastic Four ones. The Fantastic Four, and then I've got the villains on each side. Although I do have a couple more villains that wouldn't fit. And then this is what he bought. He wanted this so much. So here's an Elvira doll. You can change her head to have her winking. And then I don't know what that is over here. That's just weird. But when he saw this with the red dress, he really, really wanted it. And so this one was a little bit expensive. It was $40.99, so $41. But I'm like, if he really wanted it, we had to buy it. So that's the way we operate in this house. If you want something and I'm like, how much on a 1 to 10? If you say 8, 9, or 10, we just gotta buy it. Never knew they made 3. Yeah, and there's even a really cool one, which is a super scroll that takes all 4 of the Fantastic Four and has different parts of their powers. I'm wondering if I could see that. No, I don't see it. It's over there somewhere. Oh, and I don't know if you could see up here, man. I don't know if I should do this because you're gonna see how junky my room is. But if you can look up here and over there, can you see the thing right there? Wait, there. That's him. He's about like this big. He's pretty cool. Right there. I actually really like the thing. He was one of my favorite characters when I was growing up. So there you have Elvira. I don't know what you think about Elvira. Was that worth $40? It was to my husband. All right. Now, in the free book drop, I found this Jumbo Archie comic. So I just grabbed it. It's a little beat up, but I thought it would be a little bit of fun. And the last thing that I have to show from us walking around shopping. Wait, let me adjust this back again. You need a room tour, but what I need to do is clean this room up. It's like really bad. The movie version. Are you talking about The Thing, or are you talking about you must be talking about The Thing. I don't think it's the movie version, because I usually stay away from movie versions. I think if you saw it up close, you wouldn't think it's a movie version. I found a stall where I actually bought those really cheap Universal Monster figures that was selling comics for $2 a piece. So I grabbed 10. So I actually ended up spending $20 on comics. So I'll just show those off. I bought these for my husband, a Wonder Woman. So if I find a Wonder Woman with a good cover, I usually just buy it for him. I bought this because it was #1 and we don't have it for the Rebirth. And then I bought this one for myself because I'm a fan of Jenny Frison. Now, I might have this already. I didn't take the time to look it up. And if I have it, I'll give it to my husband. But yeah, I love Jenny Frison art. I got this. Yeah, the thing on the far shelf. The one played by the commish. Yeah, I don't think it's him, but who knows? It doesn't look like him. But I know who you mean because I love that guy from The Shield. He was really good. Where Monsters Dwell. It was the #1 issue, and of course it's a reboot. But I don't have this, and I thought the cover art was pretty nice. It kind of reminded me of not Neil Adams, but the other Neil. But it's not his art. Sorry, I'm mixing up my Neils, but not Neil Adams. Another Neil. I've been looking for these comics for a while, and they put out a couple different sets of these. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Death, and it always shows Edgar Allan Poe in some form with alcohol. And these are like horror anthologies. I don't think they're very good, but I've wanted to collect them anyway. And I'm not sure what set this was, but this one is from this is number 5 and 6. Thank you. And then the rest I bought for my husband because I've been trying to get all of his the back issues of Scooby-Doo and Batman and Scooby-Doo, and this is Scooby-Doo Team Up with Black Lightning. I thought these were great for $2 a piece. There's Batmite and Dastardly and Muttley. and the Justice Society of America. So for walking around and going to like a little pop up kind of uh, basically like a garage sale, like an outdoor flea market. I found some nice things, and we had a really good time. So those are all the things that we bought, and we spent more money than we should have, but we did have a good time. And I think in the end, that's what's important. As we were in Portos, after I had waited 15 minutes to just pick up the drinks, we were talking about the money that we spent, um, and sometimes you just gotta say you gotta spend some money and just have a good time. He walked up to the director of the 2005 film and introduced himself as Ben Grimm. Michael Chiklis, yeah. I actually think he's a really good actor if he gets the right role, and he was really good in The Shield. I never saw The Commish actually, and he's been in some other movies, but I just don't think he's gotten the movie roles that are right for him. Loved the Wonder Woman covers. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman covers too. In fact, I really want to talk about. Let's see, where is it? There's. I've been reading the Justice League. Where is that? And they have Wonder Woman. So this is the Justice League from like the originals that are being put out in this DC Finest collection. And the way they treat Wonder Woman is pretty awful. Uh, and so I was going to point out some of that. But man, those comics are fun to read. They're just ridiculous and pretty hilarious. Chiklis was perfect as Ben Grimm. He was, but those movies just weren't good. And my point is, I wish he would get something that is worthy of his acting ability because he's actually, I believe, a pretty good actor. Basically, a cable TV actor that made it into movies, but then never got the right role to propel him into what he deserves. All right. So I showed off my Japanese stationery, and I showed off what we bought when we were walking around. And so I'm. Oh wait, I want to show off one more thing before I move on to some comics. So I got a Switch. Now I'm very late to the Switch, and why am I late to the Switch? Because I bought my daughter a Switch, and she's had it for years, and I just borrowed hers whenever I wanted to. But she's older now, and she moved out, and she of course took her Switch with her. How dare she? I mean, it was only hers, and so she had all like the good games that we bought over the years, and of course she took those because they were hers. And so I got a Switch, and I have 3 Meatloaf games. And so the first one I have is Little Nightmares. And this game is so much fun. You are a child, and it's a side scrolling puzzler platformer. And those things are right up my alley. So you play as this little child, and you're trying to escape all these weird creatures in this world, and they're all intent on killing you or eating you. The old JLAs were good, but I never warmed up to Mike Sikowski on them. Too cartoony for my tastes. Much preferred Dick Dillon or George Perez. I love George Perez, and I love that you're mentioning these artists because I'm trying to broaden my knowledge of these artists, and I actually don't know Mike Sikowski or Dick Dillon. So as I'm reading these Justice Leagues, I should pay attention to the artists more. And so the other 2 games that were given to me is Tomb Raider Remastered 1, 2, and 3. And when I had my original, I think PlayStation 2, 1 or 2, I had both. I was obsessed with Tomb Raider games, and man, were these hard games. You had to put in the hours to pass these, and the worst is when as soon as you had a time challenge, you knew you were stuck because it would take me so long to get through the time challenges. But man, do I love the Tomb Raider games. And so this was a great game for me to get. And the third game I got is Hogwarts Legacy. My daughter's playing this, and she I guess she really likes it, and so she wanted me to have it. I haven't started playing this yet, but she says it's kind of like an open world where you have quests, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, this is the one I'm currently playing, Little Nightmares, and this is the case I bought for my Switch. And I've heard news that there's going to be pretty soon the Switch 2. Switch 2 is coming out. So I'm wondering if I should have waited, if they should have waited, because it was actually a gift. If they should have waited a little while, because the Switch 1 would have been on sale right when the Switch 2 came out. So Mike Sikowski also works on the 1970 Wonder Woman series when she gave up her powers and more like Emma Peel in the Legend. Oh yeah, that art is actually fun. I have, I think, 2 issues of that, and one of them has my favorite cover of all time, where she's skiing, and there's all these skiers coming at her from like the corners of each comic, and she's kind of standing there. It's an amazing cover. So he did that cover. It's like one of my favorite. It would probably be in one of my top 10 favorite covers. It's really a cool cover. I don't know if you know that one offhand. So the last thing that I want to show, oh my gosh, how could I forget? One of the reasons that I wanted to do this is that I got an AOK from Stevie D, and I wanted to show off the comics that he sent me. They're like right here, and I almost forgot. So I was very happy to get these. So he knows the kind of comics that I want, and the problem with it is Stevie D doesn't live anywhere near a comic book store. He's like in like a rural area. And I hate to do this because whenever I comment on a book that I like of his, he sends it to me, and I want him to stop doing that, because I'm almost thinking like I can't say, "Oh, I really like that book. Oh, that's a really nice book," because then he sends it to me. So I'm going to show some of these off, and Stevie D, I'm actually going to send some of these back to you because he showed them off in a Christmas video, and I was just commenting. I generally like them, and then he went ahead and sent them to me, and I feel bad about that. But I am going to keep these treasure chests because I love treasure chests, and I don't have that many of them. And I actually will read these. These comics are really, really interesting for what they are. And I genuinely like the art, and the stories are interesting. They're usually they're more informative. And even though they're religious bent, and I'm not religious, I'm atheist, I don't mind that because I know that's what it is. And I appreciate the stories and the art. And they're more for like education. And I like it. Are free comics against your religion? They're not free because he bought them, and he doesn't have that many in his collection. And I feel bad because he doesn't have access to a lot of stores, right? And so for him to send me things from his personal collection, I kind of like, oh, don't do that. Oh, there was another one that he sent me of the treasure chest, and that is a Thanksgiving cover. Fun stuff. Treasure chests. Look at this one. Now that's gorgeous. Christmas Parade. So all the comics that he sent me are Christmas ones, and he did this Christmas video, and I said, "Oh, I like this one. I like that one," and then he ended up sending them to me. So here is A Nightmare Before Christmas. Here's a Betty and Veronica Christmas. Look at that adorable cover. A JSA Christmas. This is actually pretty funny. It says, "Wow, Catwoman needs a shave." I was laughing at that because I forget the name of that character, but obviously it's not Catwoman. Oh yeah, cool books. I got 4 more to show off that he gave me. DCU Holiday Bash. Look at those fingers; they're really interesting. This one is for my husband. But wow, isn't that cool? Elvira in Monsterland. We have some of these, but we don't have this cover. So that's cool. Look at Frank. He's like hilarious. And my husband collects Looney Tunes. and so that one's definitely for him. And the final one, look at this one, is so cool. Archie and Friends Christmas Calamity. Look at that cool cover. That's so awesome. Yeah, I love Stevie D too. Um, I'm I'm toying with the idea. I haven't told him yet though. I'm toying with the idea of going across country this summer and visiting some of the YouTubers that I made. Now they'll probably all be like, "No, I'm not home that day," but we'll see. Yes, that's true. Wildcat. That's true. All right. Now the rest of this live stream is I just have comic books to show off. And I'm the worst because again, I'm hypocritical of just buying things and showing them off. I like to actually read them and show them off. Um but I've been buying a lot of comics recently and I don't show them because I'm embarrassed that I buy so many comics. And I also don't want my husband to know. So if I don't show him because he watches my streams, then he won't know I'm buying them. But I figured I'm going to show off some comics. Now, my these are mostly going to be independents. My DCs and Marvels, when I get them, I usually am able to file them right away, but I haven't arranged my independents. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the DC that I haven't filed yet, and then the rest are going to be independents. So I have a Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. Look at that. So he's being attacked by all these different incarnations of himself. Jimmy Olsen's wildest adventures, and I get the idea that all of these incarnations of him were in earlier issues, and they're making a reappearance. I am trying to collect a full run of as much as I can. Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane. A bunch of us out there are doing that kind of together, and I just love these comics. Yeah, I love Stevie D. He's such a great guy. And you film your secret comics. I know. Maybe he won't watch this. And sometimes he just puts on my videos and then he starts doing other things. So he might not know I said it. So here's Superman being attacked by Dracula and Frankenstein. And look at Frankenstein's hair. Oh my gosh. But how fun is that? Hey Sleepy. Okay, another one. This is a Superman, a 40 center, and I thought this was a hilarious cover. He says, "Hear me, Storm God. I'm one foe you can't blow away. Your lightning can't sizzle me. I'm Superman." Wow. I just thought that was hilarious. Like he's like, "Hey dude, I'm Superman. You can't mess with me." Now, here's a Superman family from 1979. This is number 198. And I think the art on this cover is stunning. Now, it's a shame that it's like all like broken up into little boxes. Like, look at Supergirl and this UFO. And I mean, that is gorgeous. And when you find out who the artist is, his name is geez, Lopez. I knew it before. Like, are you seeing me? Like, I can't even see it. It's really small. Can anybody see that? Maybe you can see it. Jordi Lopez, Gardi Lopez. I don't know, but man, I'm wondering if he's one of those that wave of Filipino artists that did a lot of horror magazines. That I've been reading more horror magazines, and those names are coming up. And also, Donald Rex has been talking about them because a lot of these artists also did a lot of the romance books. But man, look at that art; it's really good. And then Garcia Lopez, thank you. There you go. Super ego on Superman, hilarious. And then look at poor Superman. He's getting like what? They shot Superman in the face with some green ooze. I've been on a few dates like like that. Okay, he says, "Watch out, Superboy. That's deadly liquid kryptonite. That picture made me laugh. He's like, ugh. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's Spanish, not Filipino. But I remember when I was reading, a lot of those horror authors did come from the Philippines. Or am I mistaken in that? I'm probably mistaken about this particular artist. So sorry about that. Garcia Lopez, and reminds me of the old GA cover. It tickles after soup was struck by lightning. Hmm. He was considered the ultimate DC superhero artist. Well, I need to know more about this artist. So, Sleepy, I need you to point out some other covers that he did that are full because, man, I think that is just a gorgeous piece of art. Spanish, not Filipino. Sorry. Hey, Taki, it's really nice to see you. Or I'm not seeing you, but you get what I mean. Sleepy. No, you're completely right about the Filipino artist. Yeah. And every time I see like your little symbol, like putting your head down, like as if I did something wrong, which I often do. Uh, Jose Garcia Lopez did a lot of Superman in the 1970s, circa the Christopher Reeve era. He also did a lot of the merchandising artwork, tees and lunchboxes. Oh, pretty cool. Garcia Lopez wasn't one of the Filipinos. Yeah, I know it already, Sleepy. Thanks. You done told me. I'm already shamed. No, that's okay. I'm joking. All right, so the rest I'm going to show are independent comics, and they're kind of like a big stack. So if you're into like watching me go through a stack of comics, but this is going to show you like I buy a lot of comics and I'm not supposed to. I'm really bad. Jose Garcia Lopez drew Jonah Hex. Oh yes, and Atari Force. Um, I just had the opportunity to buy Atari Force #1, and I passed it up. I didn't get it. Maybe I should have. I was collecting Superman circa or so. Most of those were his, I think. Okay, good. I'm gonna look him up after. Mm. All right. So the first one I'm gonna show off is this Mars Attacks. Now, I don't think this is one of the best Mars Attacks covers, but I have been trying to get a lot of them because the art is really, really cool. This one is okay. Uh, I'll just leave it at that. I don't think that's great art. I do think this is great art though, but I want to show you like this comic book is all chewed up. Some got a hold of this comic. I didn't care. I wanted it. I think that art is gorgeous. And then look down here. Look, some got a hold of that comic. I think, yeah, like a mouse got a hold of that or something. I don't care. I wanted that. Like, look at that art. So I hope to find a better copy of that in the future. I mean, look at, I think that's stunning. And that is a Twilight Zone. This is number 43. Yeah, I really think that's a really cool art. Uh, Now this art, on the other hand, is not. Okay, so this is Monster Hunters, but I'm going to tell you that Charlton horror is really taking off. Like this stuff, if you can find it cheap, pick it up because people are they're just grabbing this up. I've noticed the prices going up and up and up, and everybody's bidding on these. Like they're paying $10 and up for these horror comics. Now I was able to get this one pretty cheap because I usually don't bid above a couple bucks, and so I was able to get this one. But a lot of them are going. Just to let you know, I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but horror comics in general, and that's crossed over into Charlton. They're really on the rise. They're really going up in price. Those Mars attacks were weird. Your mileage may vary. Hmm. And then awesome Twilight cover. I think so too. And mine is personalized by some mouse. And did you see at the bottom? It's all chewed. Like that's not part of the cover. That's chewed. The whole thing is chewed right there. Some mouse like had a field day on that cover. I don't care. It's still a great cover. Look at this. I got this so cheap. A Lone Ranger, Adele, and this is a 10-cent comic. Man, I'll scoop up any cheap 10-cent comic, and that's in pretty good condition. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I've been grabbing any atlas that I can. So I had this when I was young. So this is Morlock 2001 Midnight Men. I'm trying to gather a whole run of all the Atlas comics. I know it's going to be difficult, but I'm going to try my best. Now I wish I bought more Charlton a few years ago. Yes, even I remember going through and they were all in the dollar bin, and I'm kicking myself because at the time I wasn't into them, and now I'm starting to appreciate them more. And they're very expensive. It's like that with everything. Babies will eat anything. I wonder what CGC would give that Twilight cover. Probably a 0.5 because once it's like that, they like drop it all the way down. Here's another Charlton horror that I got pretty cheap. We've got a hairy-legged. I don't know if he's Satan or a demon or what, but these people are shocked. Now I'm wondering. This kind of looks like Neil Adams. I don't know. No, it can't be. I mean, it's just the line work looks like him, but the inking doesn't. Uh, what do you think? Like, but that kid's face kind of looks like a no, maybe not. Anyways, I don't know if Neil Adams actually worked on this comic. But they're pretty cool. Beyond the Grave that I got pretty cheap at Charlton. Oh, I got this one too. I guess the people who were all after the Charltons weren't bidding on this set, and I was able to get it. Oh, Big Nasty. So you should contact me, Big Nasty, because I've been buying doubles, and I'm more than happy to send you my doubles. So contact me through email. Right? My email is DMOLINA. I should just type it in the chat. It's dmolinaro33. dmolinaro33 at hotmail.com. And I don't mind sending you my doubles. Yeah. Could it be Giordano? He worked at Charlton. Yeah, you're right because it's the artist looks really kind of familiar to me on that one. So yeah, but actually I like the cover of this one. This one's kind of fun. Look at that creature back there getting ready to. What is she reading? It's called Ugh. What kind of book is that? Ugh. I got this Archie. Like Archies, there's a million Archies. So I grab them if I can, if they're cheap. Usually you get them for $1. But I really am looking for these. These old Archie madhouses where they have these rings around them and the art. I'm not sure who does the art, but this isn't. It could be Aragonés art. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm wondering because this is Archie, but it really looks like stuff you would find in a Mad magazine. And I'm wondering if there's some kind of Archie Mad kind of crossover. What the history of that is? Oh wait, we got some comments. Gil Kane. I don't know because I remember Gil Kane. He always does the hands like that. Could it be Giordano? He worked at Charlton. You know what? I'm wondering if there's a way if I could open this up and look at it because everybody's asking now. But usually they didn't write the artist's cover artist's name on the inside, do they? And I don't see it written here anywhere. Although at the bottom you can see Hall or Wall or ALL. Does that help? Maybe the artist name. Ooh, I got these 212 centers. That are really cool. Oh, so there's my email if you want. I've got some doubles. Cool. I'll pay. No, you don't have to do that. Yeah, that's the name of the book. Not Aragonés, but an imitator. Yeah. They never credited the cover artists back then. Yeah. What issue number is on that, Ronnie Dale? This is Beyond the Grave number 4 from 1976. It has it up there on the barcode. And there's the thing, number 4, Beyond the Grave. So I got these two 12-cent Unknown Worlds. So here's the guy getting poked on the shoulder by a green specter. Getting a 12-cent comic or a 10-cent comic for cheap It's still mind-boggling to me because these things are so old. This one is from 1966, and this one's from 1962. This one's like 62. I have to do some quick math. It was like 6 years before I was born, and this one is from 2 years before I was born. I mean, and I'm old. That's kind of like crazy. Oh, thank you. You don't have to, but that would be cool. Now, I got this one. It didn't have a protector, and I love it because they just put a sticky note or a post-it note. We had that little discussion at the beginning, like right on the comic. I haven't taken it off yet because I'm just worried. I'm sure it won't do anything. But this is Blondie, a 20-cent Blondie, number 206, and yeah, I just love these old comics. Now the next one I bought purely because it's Jack Kirby. So I got this Captain Victory. I mean, it's so Kirby. I'm wondering if, oh, look at the back. I'm wondering if this is going to be silly, but who cares? Because look at that crazy cool art. This stuff is, oh my gosh. And I probably got this for like $1.25. Crazy. This is a Harbinger Valiant. Well, that was just a cool artwork. This is Frank Miller. Now, Frank Miller is one of these artists where you love him or hate him. Captain Victory was crazy fun. I'm not going to say this is my favorite Frank Miller art, but I wanted it for the Frank Miller art, and I'm actually trying to get together a Valiant run too because I loved Valiant when I was a kid, and so yeah, I got this. I got it really cheap, and like I said, I don't particularly think that's very good art. Walking Dead. I bought a Walking Dead because they had a series of I think 6 issues where they did this kind of like painted photo covers, and I've got about 3 of them now. And so whenever I find one of these, I grab them. So I didn't have the Rick cover. I grabbed that. Here's some more Atlas. Um, so look, Ronnie Dale. Look, I think I already showed this, and I have like so. I hope you don't have this one because I have 3 of them at least. And then I got an Iron Jaw and another Iron Jaw. This is pretty cool. I loved Atlas. And this is Morlock 2001, another one. And a Phoenix. This one might be the artist on this one might be Neil Adams. I don't know. That it just looks like Neil Adams to me. I don't know. I'm saying everything is Neil Adams. Bob Hall did the cover. I'm not familiar with that name. Does anybody know Bob Hall? Bob Hall on issue 4. Well, that yeah. Some more Atlas, Target, and then Tiger Man. This one has like funny art. What's interesting, like Atlas was struggling and they were trying to find their way. And after about the second issue of a lot of their comics, they totally changed the style. So in the first 2 issues, the guy didn't have a costume, I think. And then by this one, or maybe it's the other way around. But yeah, he's got a costume now. Bob Hall did a lot of Avengers and Spider-Man work at Marvel. Oh, very nice. Okay, we're getting down. Like I'm getting through this. Here's another Tiger Man Atlas comic. And here's a Flash Gordon. Now I have a quibble about these. I love these painted covers, but look how kind of dull the painting looks. And then you've got that logo, and the logo is just so different from the painted cover art. It's kind of like glaring, right? And so these kind of covers, I don't know, I'm just kind of like they're weird because they're so kind of disjointed. I love that art though, but again, the colors are dull. And I actually don't think it's because like this was in the sun or anything. I think that's just the way the art came across on that. I don't know, but I do love painted covers. Uh, Here we have our Magnus Robot Fighter. Yeah, and yeah. All right, Mighty Samson. Look at these. These covers are so cool. Look at that art. I love the gold key, the Dell gold key painted covers. Here's another one, The Occult Files of Dr. Spectre. Look at this guy over. Is that Quasimodo or I don't know, or Mr. Hyde? Oh yeah, it is Dr. Spectre and Mr. Hyde. And look at her. Look at her outfit. She's got like these things on her leg, a little loose. Oh my gosh, is that a dinosaur back there? Okay, I don't know what's going on in this cover. There's just that does that dinosaur have wings? No, there's like dinosaurs in the back. That one's all over the place. Those Atlas issues were gonzo. Much preferred the GK painted covers. The gold key. Yeah. I do love the gold key painted covers. Like this one. Um this is Space Family Robinson Lost in Space. I mean, like, they're flying through space. I don't know if they're on a planet or not, and they're being chased by this like giant pterodactyl thing. Who cares? It's a comic for kids and it's fun. I'm definitely going to email you. Cool. And then I'm getting ready to show you the Star Trek. The Star Trek issues were way off model due to the artist never having seen the show. Yeah, so speak of the devil, I actually got some Star Trek, and Star Trek issues are also very expensive. And so when I can find these cheap, I snatch them up. And so yeah, a planet full of doomed children playing their deadliest game. I remember there was a Star Trek episode where they go onto a planet and they're all children. Yeah. There's another one, Star Trek. I guess they're on a world of mummies. Oh gosh, 10,000-year-old mummies come to life. Okay, I have 2 left to show off, and I'm done. Look at this Star Trek. I didn't pay that price. I guess that's what they paid in the shop. Some craziness. And we're gonna end with a Walt Disney's Comics and Stories Junior Chemists. So that was Garage Geek being hypocritical and showing off comics that he bought and showing off a bunch of junk. I'm off work tomorrow, and I just wanted to do an impromptu live stream. Thanks everyone who jumped in and commented. I don't know if there's any other comments, but I'm right around 1 hour, and that's good enough. So I'm gonna jump off. That Gorgon, the Friendly Angel show, Blue Chunks. That Gorgon, the Friendly Angel. I don't know what that is. Gorgon, the Friendly Angel show. Was that a TV show? And that just was like the biggest non sequitur. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that comment. That's okay, Ron. That's no problem. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream unless anybody has any other comments. And I want to thank everybody for jumping on and watching me just be silly. Only an hour. Yeah. Fun show. Horrible Star Trek. Oh, you don't like the Star Trek ones? This thing. Are you talking about this thing? I actually really like these covers. The art inside is not as good. And I don't know if I've actually read any of these. I will at a certain point, and I'll probably be reviewing them and showing the interior art. But I just love these painted covers, and they're wild and they're wacky, and they're so much fun. Oh, maybe this one you were talking about. Those are the mummies, and then this one. Those are the only 3 Star Trek that I got. So yeah. Again, I hope all of you have tomorrow off like I do, because it's just nice to have an extra day off. So again, I've said thank you about 5 times now, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. You can all stick around after the show if you want to chat. Maybe not.